My dear students, as we are discussing about different components of interview, very important thing is to review the application or resume before conducting an interview. So the interview should review the written application sometime, and sometime there are resumes or curriculum vitae to determine whether additional information is needed or not needed. So it is better to review the application or resume in an effective manner so you can ask questions keeping in view the information given on the resume or the application. Examples of items that may need clarification or expansion include unexplained gaps in the employment history. This is one of the most critical things in any of the resume or the application, that there are some gaps in the employment history, and you may ask that why these such kind of gaps exist. Such dates left out and employers not named. So if those dates are not mentioned and employers' names are not clearly mentioned over there, it is a responsibility of an interviewer to get clarification during the interview. Questions not answered or only partly answered. Sometimes it happens that candidates are not interested to answer each and every question in an effective manner. So you may need clarification that why you have not answered this question properly, why you have partly answered this question. Then there are vague wording in the CV or the resume. Then there are inconsistencies such as promotions without a pay increase or inflated job title. My dear students, sometimes there are people who are called as a CEO of the company, and they are the only person in his company, and the company is vague. There is no established company. They are considering themselves as a CEO. It doesn't mean that they have all the abilities and all the knowledge and skills in the CEO. So these kind of job titles are very inflated job title. Sometimes they call themselves business development manager. However, they are not really business development manager, and then they never develop any kind of a business opportunities in their organization. So just keep in mind such inflated job titles. Then there are danger signs such as frequent job changes. Such kind of people are called as the rolling stones. They spend few months in one company, and then they are spending another few months in another company, and they are quite frequently changes the job. This is a very dangerous sign. Vague reasons for leaving previous job. There is no clear-cut reason that why someone is leaving that job. An unusual number of previous employers who are now out of a business, health problems, inability to work overtime, and place of residence a long distance from the work. Such kind of questions must need a clarification during the interview, and that is only possible when the interviewer would review the application or resume in a best possible way. One technique that enables the interviewer to do this is the matching sheet. This lists the most important job dimensions on the left-hand side of the page. So you can put those dimensions which are important and need to get answered during the interview can be put on the left-hand side of the page. When sorting through the resume, the interviewer jots down each person's relevant qualification in the right-hand column so they can match. This makes matches and mismatches obvious and can save time in reaching an objective decision on how to interview. Because if you would not do this matching of the job qualification and the person's abilities to do that job, or the job requirement and the person's abilities to perform the job in an effective way, without such kind of match, it is not a good idea to start the interview. Because if you would start the interview in this way, obviously you would take more time in the interviewing, and you would not be able to ask job-specific competency-based questions. So spend more time before conducting an interview in reviewing the application or resume, and then keep those points in mind and ask those questions which need clarification during the interview from the candidates.